With the overactive city life present in Southern California today, many are on the search for a way to escape. Somewhere to envelop themselves in nature and experience and imagine what it may have been like to live in this area over 500 years ago, before the days of blinding city lights and blaring car horns. Many turn to the Santa Rosa Plateau Ecological Reserve for its serene hiking trails, vastly diverse wildlife, and deep history. The reserve is a mostly undisturbed piece of land located in Riverside County. It spans over more than 8,000 acres, housing countless species of wildlife. The reserve is well known for its vernal pools of water that fill seasonally, providing habitat for many different plants and animals.
Here we are at the vernal pools at Santa Rosa Plateau. Vernal means water, which describes the water in the vernal pools, which is only available during the spring because of the rain. Once the vernal pools are filled in the spring, the vernal pool becomes home to many animals and organisms. One of the animals that live in the vernal pools are fairy shrimp, which are relatives of brine shrimp or sea monkeys. These shrimp are dormant animals, which means after the water dries up, they can still survive for multiple decades without any water. Once the water comes back, the fairy shrimp rehatch from the egg they were encased in that protected them from the dry seasons. The vernal pools support some of the rarest plant and animal species in the region. When the pools are full, different toad and frog species will arrive to the pool and lay their eggs. Soon after the animals lay their eggs, garter snakes will arrive and eat the newly hatched tadpoles. The garter snakes, birds, small mammals, and western pond turtles are some of the smaller organisms like frogs, toads, and insects' main predators, as there are no fish to harm them in the vernal pools.
The Santa Rosa adobe structures. This one, the Merino adobe, was built in 1845 by Juan Merino after he was given land by Pio Pico, the last Mexican governor of the territory of California. A storm in 1884 destroyed 3 of its rooms, so it's not as big as it used to be. It is the oldest standing structure in Riverside County. This is the Machado adobe, built in 1855 when Juan Merino sold the land to a man named Agustin Machado for $1,000 and $500 worth of livestock. Both of these structures were used to house ranch hands, and at one point, the Merino adobe was used to jail drunken cowboys. This tree that shades both of the structures is 400 years old.
The Santa Rosa Plateau has been actively conserved by the many parties owning pieces of the land, such as the Nature Conservancy, the State of California, and the Riverside County Regional Park and Open Space District. However, many plans to build on the land have been refuted, and most have resulted in the plans being slated by many citizens and activists in the area, demanding that the land be conserved. It's safe to say that without the frequent visitors and people working to keep the land preserved, the Santa Rosa Plateau would not be the lush, nature-rich environment that it is today. So, I encourage you to visit the reserve and see for yourself the sheer beauty of the area and understand why the area has been preserved for so long, as you can't understand just how open and rich with life this land is without experiencing it firsthand.